Picture this. Winds howling like banshees at 180 miles per hour, waves crashing like vengeful gods, and entire communities in Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, and the Bahamas reduced to splintered wood and flooded despair. Hurricane Melissa, that monstrous Category 5 beast, tore through the Caribbean in late October 2025, leaving a trail of heartbreak, 49 lives snuffed out, homes erased, and dreams drowned in brackish water. Infrastructure? What infrastructure? Power grids collapsed like dominoes, roads turned into rivers, and families huddled in what's left of schools turned shelters. It's the kind of catastrophe that tests the soul of humanity, begging the question, who steps up when the world turns its back? Enter Meghan Sussex and Prince Harry, through their Archwell Foundation, throwing down a gauntlet of genuine compassion that's as rare as it is revolutionary. While the storm's fury has barely subsided, today's November 1st, 2025, and rescue teams are still digging through debris, the Sussexes aren't waiting for photo ops or scripted press releases. They're channeling real action, real funds, and real heart into the islands that once opened their arms wide to them. Remember their 2024 swing through Jamaica. The crowds that mobbed them with cheers, not skepticism. The street parties, the shared laughs over jerk chicken and rum punches. Jamaica didn't just tolerate the ex-royals, they embraced them like long-lost kin. Now, in the eye of this disaster, Meghan and Harry are flipping the script, returning that warmth with a torrent of support that screams, "We're in this together." But let's zero in on the beating heart of it all, Archwell Foundation. Founded by Meghan Sussex and Harry in 2020, it's not some dusty charity boardroom operation collecting dust on a mantle. Nah, this is a powerhouse of purpose, a no-BS machine designed to build compassion through action. Meghan, with her unfiltered fire and that trademark poise born from rewriting her own rules, steers the ship with a focus on the overlooked, the resilient folks grinding through systemic cracks. Archwell isn't about band-aids, it's about blueprints for lasting change. Women's empowerment? Check. Mental health advocacy? Double check. And disaster relief? That's where they shine like a beacon in the blackest night. Take Hurricane Melissa. Archwell didn't just tweet a hashtag, though in a world of performative fluff, even that would outshine some. They dropped a fat donation, undisclosed but hefty enough to fuel on-the-ground ops, and issued a raw rallying cry on their site. The people of Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, and the Bahamas are the unbreakable spirit of the Caribbean, Meghan penned in the statement, her words cutting through the noise like a machete through vines. Melissa tested their strength, but it didn't break them. We're amplifying their resilience with every dollar, every partnership, every voice we lift. It's poetry with punchlines, urging folks to chip in via vetted heavy hitters like World Central Kitchen, which is already slinging hot meals to thousands in Kingston's flooded outskirts, or the Red Cross mobilizing medics in Haiti's battered north. Meghan's vision for Archwell has always been laser-focused on communities like these, places where colonialism's ghosts still haunt the humid air, where poverty and climate wrath team up for a 1-2 punch. Back in 2023, Archwell kicked off initiatives in the Caribbean, funneling grants to local women's co-ops in Jamaica, teaching sustainable farming amid rising seas. Picture badass grandmas in rural St. Anne's Parish, armed with solar-powered irrigation kits funded by Archwell, turning drought-scarred plots into bounty. That's not abstract aid, that's empowerment with dirt under the nails. And now, post-Melissa, those same networks are Archwell's secret sauce. The foundation's partnering with Bahamian fisherwomen's groups to rebuild storm-shattered boats, ensuring families don't starve while waiting on government red tape. In Cuba, where sanctions already choke the life out of progress, Archwell's linking arms with Grassroots orgs to airdrop hygiene kits and trauma counselling, because when the roof caves in, so does the mind. Haiti's getting the full Meghan treatment too, and damn if it isn't needed. That island's been pummeled by earthquakes, assassinations and gang wars long before Melissa showed up. Archwell's history there runs deep pre-storm. They backed microfinance programs for single mums in Port-au-Prince, doling out loans for everything from sewing machines to school fees. Now, those loans are morphing into emergency rebuild funds. One story bubbling up from the trenches, a Haitian entrepreneur named Marie, whose market stall got pulverized by Melissa's surge. Archwell's seed money helped her restock with non-perishables, and just last week, she was feeding 200 neighbours from her makeshift setup. Meghan's team didn't just send cash, Marie told local reporters, her voice thick with grit. They sent belief. Like we matter. That's the Archwell ethos. Meghan Sussex doesn't do saviour complexes. She does solidarity, the kind that says, your fight is ours. And let's talk broader impact, because Archewell's Caribbean playbook isn't a one-off hurricane hustle. Meghan's poured her journalist's eye and activists' hustle into climate justice angles that hit home. In the Bahamas, where luxury resorts glitter while shantytowns sink, Archewell's funded mangrove restoration projects, those natural barriers that could have blunted Melissa's bite. We're talking thousands of seedlings planted along Abaco's coasts, trained locals earning fair wages to nurture them. It's eco-warrior work with economic teeth, creating jobs for the very folks Melissa displaced. Cuba's eco-angle, Archewell's amplifying solar energy, pushes in rural Havana provinces, where blackouts post-storm left hospitals in the dark. Meghan's personally greenlit grants for portable panels that power ventilators and fridges stocked with vaccines. Sharp, strategic, and straight from the gut. That's how she rolls. But here's where the bile rises, and rightfully so. While Meghan Sussex and Harry are out here embodying what royalty could be, raw, responsive, rooted in the real, those other so-called royals. The ones lounging in their gilded cage, swimming in billions of euros from taxpayer troughs and crown jewels. Crickets. Not a peep, not a penny, not even a half-assed Instagram story with a sad emoji. They're too busy globe-trotting on private jets for vacations that look suspiciously like evasion. Sipping champagne in Mustique one week, dodging paparazzi in Marbella the next. Billions at their fingertips, estates that could house entire villages. And what do they offer the Caribbean's forgotten? Silence so loud, it echoes like thunder. Oh, but don't get it twisted. They've got energy for lawsuits, suing authors, photographers, anyone daring to peel back the velvet curtain on their dusty dynasty. Expose the rot, the endless scandals, the toe-sucking tabloid fodder, the parade of privilege masquerading as duty. Bam! Legal hounds unleashed. It's a fortress of fragility, these Windsors, hunkered down in palaces built on exploitation while the world burns. Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, the Bahamas. They cheered Harry and Meghan in 2024 because they saw mirrors of their own rebellion against empire's hangover. But the old guard, they treat those islands like colonial playgrounds, not partners in peril. No Archwell-style surge of support from them. No Meghan-level manifesto calling for equity. Just more yacht parties and racehorses, while Melissa's survivors sift through rubble. It's not royalty, it's relic, stale, selfish, and screaming for a reckoning. If hearts were audited, these folks would be bankrupt. Post-Melissa, they've mobilized a Caribbean resilience network, a web of local leaders, from Jamaican youth activists to Bahamian elders, wired with Archwell microgrants for everything from mental health hotlines to community kitchens. In Haiti, where PTSD shadows every corner, Archewell's rolling out trauma-informed playgroups for kids who lost everything. Imagine tiny hands, moulding clay into hope, guided by therapists funded by Meghan's foresight. Cuba's artists, they're getting stipends to mural the ruins with messages of rebirth, turning pain into public poetry. And Jamaica, the island that hugged the Sussexes tight, is seeing Archewell double down on youth mentorships, channeling storm recovery into scholarships that scream, your future's flood-proof. This isn't lip service, it's legacy in the making. Harry's right there beside her, his military-honed logistics ensuring supplies hit the ground running, no middlemen skimming cream. Together, they're proving royalty isn't about scepters, it's about service that sticks. The Caribbean's people aren't props in their story, they're co-authors, their voices amplified in Archewell's every move. One Haitian aid worker summed it up raw. Meghan doesn't fly in for the camera flash, she builds bridges we walk across forever. And yeah, the love pours in because it's earned. From the heart, not the hype. Fans aren't just fans. They're fired up, mirroring that kindness in their own donations. But Meghan and Harry, they don't bask in it. They're too busy plotting the next grant, the next lifeline. Keep at it, Sussexes. Keep wielding that compassion like a weapon against indifference. The universe, it's not just watching. It's cheering, loud as Melissa's roar, but warm as Jamaica's sun. In a world of performative princes and princesses play-acting at power, Meghan Sussex and Archewell stand as the real deal, humanity unfiltered, royalty redefined. Hurricane Melissa may have ravaged the Caribbean, but through their hands, hope's hurricane is brewing, fiercer, fairer, and here to stay. The islands will rebuild stronger, because when true hearts step up, no storm can drown the spirit.